Good afternoon. In this video, we're going over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I start the video, I did finish the week with 14 wins and 2 losses for a win rate of 87.50%. So I did meet my 80% weekly win rate target, so I was very happy about that. The week was very choppy here and there, so I kind of just dealt with it and stayed patient as much as possible and tried not to take everything that was moving and just tried to wait for the right setups and stuff like that. So please like the video because these take time to do, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can also find the link for the room in the description of the video and in the bio section of the social media accounts. Yeah, I'm actually doing pretty good the last couple weeks. I had a strong week last week, so I mean, usually when I have a very strong week, the next week I kind of fumble. I don't know why. That's just the way it's been. I just don't know why it does that, but yeah, it's like that. But I had another good week back to back. So with that said, you can go on to Twitter and you can see the timestamps of the calls. 99% of the time I post in the trade. I have a trade ideas channel. I post the play I'm looking at before it happens, so that way people have time to make a decision if they're going to take it. They can pull up the options chain. They can start devising their own plan, whether or not they're going to take the trade and how they're gonna trade it. So that is totally up to you. This is just trade ideas, and my plays are for me only. If you decide to take them, that's on you, and you need to have your own plan and not hold and do what I do, because I have a higher tolerance to the fluctuation of prices. I trade with practically no emotion whatsoever, so that's how I can handle the major fluctuations, which you'll see that on Tesla. When I get to Tesla, you'll see exactly what I did. So with that said, I'll just get started. Now, like I said, go on Twitter, you can see the timestamps. The first play on Monday was Apple, which is Apple's right here. Now, one thing I like seeing is a strong move, and Apple went right up to the RCT trend line, close to it on Friday, and it got above it, chopped above it. Then you have like a little head and shoulders pre-market. You get the left, you get the head and the right. So I was watching this for a dump at open, and that's exactly what happened. I grabbed the 145 puts at 98 cents at 9.33, and the 145 puts went from 98 cents to $1.50 in that little push right there. So it was pretty clean. Because this RCT trend line, which is this orange line, acts as a magnet, and you can look on the hourly. You see on the hourly how the line is pretty much flat. That means that the trend is trading in a like a channel. So when it gets above it, it gets sucked to it. When it drops, it just gets pulled to it. So anytime it gets away from this RCT trend line, it acts as a magnet. So when it did get up here on where is it? What day is Friday? Monday, right here. No. Yeah, see, it didn't get above it, but usually what happens is when, yeah, we got it. It just use it as resistance, support right here. But my point is that when it gets far away from it, like here and here and here, that's when you end up having the strong moves to it, because it acts as a magnet. So you can even see it on different time frames. You can go on 2 hours, and you can see now the RCT trend line is pointing up on the 2 hours. So you gotta see which way it's pointing up, pointing and trade into that direction. So with that said, that's what happened with Apple. The head and shoulders right in pre-market. So I saw that. I was like, okay, I like that. So I grabbed that. Then I had SPY puts on the second. That's right here. Now I had SPY puts at 10 o'clock right here in this candle. And I remember this. Apple dumped, and this chopped, and this had a red candle and went straight underneath the low pre-market lows of the 440. When it got right there, I grabbed it, and she dumped down to the 200 EMA. So that was a quick little 22 cents. Yeah, that was a 441 puts at $1.30 and it went to $1.52. Not much of a play. I just quickly dropped right here and then it quickly rebounded. So not much of a play. This is where it was starting to get choppy right here. So then it started making this descending wedge. As you can see, it's pushing the price down. It's flattening out around this 440 area. So when it did break right here, this area again, I thought about it, but I was like, no, and it bounced straight off that. So then I noticed that it was getting pinched between the RCT trend line, the 20 EMA, the VWAP, and the 37, which is the white line. So when it was getting pinched in this area, and it had to go somewhere. I mean, it was just getting compressed, and then when it finally broke underneath the RCT trend line right here, this is when I ended up grabbing it again. But I ended up grabbing SPX this round at 11.01, which is right. Oh, maybe I did grab it right here. Okay, sorry, I did grab it right here. For some reason, I thought I grabbed it here. No, I grabbed it right here. I guess I didn't wait for that, but I do remember this because it was getting pinched right here. But I did grab it here, not here. I probably should have waited here, but it makes sense why I would have grabbed it here too, because I always look at it from the point of view that anytime it starts to bounce and it gets rejected harsh again like this is when I usually end up seeing this getting smashed. And it didn't right here. It bounced. I mean, obviously I stayed in it. I went to VWAP. It was getting compressed right here. Then it finally dumped. But for some reason I thought I grabbed it here, but no, I grabbed it right here. So yeah, I had the SPX 4405 puts at $3 and they went to $14.50, which is a 350% move on that. Then it ended up flagging here again, and I was kind of hesitant about grabbing it. Again, I grabbed it at 307, which is right here. Now, I was thinking at this point in time that we were going to bounce, and I thought about grabbing calls right here, but I didn't. Then it got rejected. It came back down to the low again. I thought about grabbing it puts right here, but I didn't. The SPY has a tendency of doing this, like how it started to break out, got rejected, it bounced, and it looked like it was going to break out. Then it just pulled back again, and then ended up dumping. So right here, it kind of gave it that same look, where, but in the other direction, where it started to rebound, then it came back down, made it look like it was going to flush right through, and it didn't. It found support, and it ended up actually bouncing up, and I'm rejecting the 20 EMA right here. Then it started to come down. So I took a chance right here and getting it right in this candle, and for it to flush, and it did work out. Now, as you can see, it was kind of making a symmetrical triangle at that time when I grabbed it right here, and right when it kind of broke the triangle is where I grabbed it. I know it was kind of risky after it's already been down. I mean, it looks like it's down a lot, but it's really not. I mean, it's from we'll say 440, 50. It's only down $2. It looks like a big move, but when it does nothing but chop for a long time, these $2 moves look like massive moves, and it's really not. Remember when we had the trade wars, and when Trump would tweet, I mean, we'd had $7 moves. So this $2 moves, it looks like a lot because of the way it's been chopping so much lately that it just looks like a lot, but it's not. But that's when I was like, okay, I'll take the chance, and it had a quick little flush right there. So this time I ended up grabbing 43.95 puts at $2.10, and they went to $10. So they went another 350% move. So grabbed the small one there, grabbed it there for this push. Then I grabbed it here for this push. So as you can see, it was important for me to take patience on this one, because I don't know, this whole week was nothing but traps. I mean, it was so trappy. The market is just, I don't know. To me, maybe it's just me, but to me, it seems like the market is trapping more than usual the past couple weeks. And luckily, I've had 2 good weeks during these traps, and trying to recognize the traps. Sometimes you can overthink them, and it can be more of a headache than it's worth. And sometimes I do overthink a lot. So that is one of my downfalls. I try to overthink. And sometimes my overthinking does pay off. But with that said, BA was my first one on Tuesday. I had how many wins I had? I had 4 plays, 4 wins on Monday, and I had 2 wins, 3 plays, 2 wins, and 1 loss on Tuesday. Where is the third now? BA. I was looking at this. Where are we on the hourly? Yeah, I was looking at it on the hourly. It had a nice little pop, came back down. I was hugging the RCT trend line right here and the 20 EMA, and I was looking at it that if it got underneath it, which it did, the end of the day on Monday, and it kind of used it as, let me blow it up a little bit, used it as resistance right here, the RCT trend line pre-market. So I was kind of like interested in it. So yeah, I was looking for it underneath the 225 area, and I grabbed the 220 puts at $1.15, and they just went from $1.15 to 240, so they went 100% on that little drop. And I should have grabbed the bounce, but I did not think that they were going to actually bounce BA as much as that, because usually BA, it doesn't usually have a full recovery and then some. Usually what ends up happening is it likes to pop and lose all its gains, which I should have taken this right here. I think I was looking at it, but I didn't take it. But yeah, this is what it usually does. It pops and drops and loses most of or all of its gains. So it doesn't usually do this that much. So it made a nice little check mark right there. But yeah, it is what it is. I was looking at it, but I wasn't sure if it was going to actually take off and stuff like that. But yeah, BA 220 puts from 115 to 240, 100% move. Then I had Tesla. Now, this is not the Tesla play that I had made some unique changes to, but on the 3rd, where are you? Right here. Now, Tesla I grabbed at 1033, which is right. Where did I grab it? 1033? 1033. Right here? Yep. Obviously, I probably should have grabbed it right there, but I was also in BA at that time, so it did drop right there. It started to chop right above the 200 EMA, and then when I broke this little area, I grabbed it right here. So the 670 puts did go from $2.70 to $3.15, only a 45-cent push, not much. Then it just chopped all day, so small little win. Then I had SPY. This was my first loss for the week. SPY on the 3rd. Let me pull you up. Where did I get you? 1153 is 1153. Right here? Right there? Yeah, I grabbed it right here. Yeah, I grabbed the 439 puts at $1.12. Right in here, and it dropped a little. I was not expecting it to rebound and make higher and make more highs. I was looking at it from the point of view where this nice big drop right here that it consolidated and it pushed. And so I was thinking it was going to come back and retrace right here, right around pre-market highs at the 439, and it didn't. It pushed to the 440 level. And that's when I ended up grabbing it because I have my little white line right there, and it did pull back. I was thinking this was an exaggerated elastic type move. So when you have these elastic type moves that they end up when they get so stretched out, they end up coming back. So I was expecting it to drop to the 200 or even VWAP, and it didn't. It just turned around and just ripped. So I did dump it at 70 cents. So from 112 to 70 cents, only like a 42-cent loss on that. Yeah, that's not what I was expecting. I was expecting it to really have a violent pullback to at least 438.50, but it didn't do that. So it is what it is. Then on Wednesday, I had 4 plays, 3 wins, and 1 loss. The first play was Apple. Let's see, on the 4th. Now, Apple, I was watching, had that strong move up following SPY. I think that was what was happening. Then I grabbed it at 932, right at open, right when it got below the 147 area. I ended up grabbing the 147 puts at $1.17, and they went to $1.56 right there. So that was a nice little quick little play, and it bounced and it came and it ended up dropping again. So then I ended up playing Facebook calls. Where did I play that? On the 4th. Oh yeah, this was a loss I shouldn't have taken. I grabbed it. I was looking at it for the high, over 4. I think I'm not. I may have to look to see the trade ideas. I'm not quite sure what level I said. Which is the 4th. Facebook calls over 353. I call it pre-market. Yeah, over 353. So I ended up grabbing it right the 357.50 calls at $1.48, and it popped up, started to go in my favor, then it flushed right here. So I was thinking, okay, it's gonna flush and it's gonna go back to lower day, and it's gonna end up dumping below 351, 350, and it didn't. I dumped it right in here. I swear, I think I dumped it right at the low of this candle, and it just ripped. So there was ended up being a loss. I got the, like I said, 357.50 calls at $1.48, and I dumped them at 93 cents. So it was only a 55-cent loss or something like that, if I math quickly in my head. Yeah, 55 cents. So not a big loss. I know many people in the room held it, and they had a nice win off that. So congrats to them if they did do that. So I don't know why I stopped out. I shouldn't have. I think I even said that I'll use lower day for a stop, and I did not. I should have stuck with my thesis. And sometimes I don't know why I just go against my thesis, but I did this time, and I ended up paying for it. So literally. Then I had SPX. 43.95 puts at 10:30 on the 4th. Yeah, this is where it started to get choppy on the 4th, right? Okay, 10:30 right here. Yep, right there. I see it pulled up, got rejected, came back down, and broke below these candles. That's where I grabbed it. I grabbed the 43.95 puts at $2.35, and they went to 470 in that little push right there. So it was a 100% move. Then I ended up grabbing 44.05 puts at 145. Where is 145? Right here? No, 145. Right in here somewhere. Yeah, right in here I grabbed it. Yeah, the 44.05 puts, I got $2.20, and it went back up. Then I finally ended up dumping, and I was able to get out green. So I was able to get out. They went to $2.50, only 30 cents. But if they had this move right here when I got in, I should have gone way below. Well, gone to 4,400 or lower, but it didn't. So it just stayed underneath the high of day, which was good. But it did kind of pop a little bit. Then it kind of chopped a little here and there. And that alone can kill it, especially on expiration day. But it did have this little dump end of the day that ended up bringing them green. So I was definitely pleased about that. Then I ended up having two plays on Thursday. I'll start with BA before I get into Tesla. BA, I had BA puts on Thursday at 11:37. I had BA 230. Where is it? 11:37 right here. Yeah. I had the BA 230 puts at $1.15. Now I'm looking at it from the point of view that it's up against the RCT trend line. And anytime, basically the same pattern as Wednesday. It has choppy little area, pops, and loses all its gains. Choppy area, pops, and lose all its gains was my thesis, my plan. And it did end up dropping, only dropped the VWAP. So those 115 puts only went to $1.75. So 60-cent move, not much. But I was expecting this here to come back down at least to 200 EMA, but it kind of held a partial of its gains. Yeah, it even held it on Friday. So now Tesla, let's see, Tesla, we had the, let me just back this up a little bit. I first grabbed Tesla 695 puts at 945, which is right here, thinking it was going to slam. It didn't. It chopped, it popped. Then we had the news with the Biden EV credits and stuff like that. So when it did get up here, I did add it at, well, 315, 318 right here. Oh yeah, I added it down here. Okay, 318, I think it right in here somewhere. Now it chopped, and I got it thinking we were going to get slammed. Then it pulled up. Now what I was looking at was it getting so far away from the RCT trend line that I was thinking it was going to actually end up breaking here and going down and touching it. But it didn't. We had the news with Biden, with the electric vehicle credits and stuff like that. And it didn't get slammed. The chopping went against me. I did hold it, waiting to see what happened with Biden. I was looking at it from the point of view that this was my whole thesis, reason why I added more and I held it, is that everyone's bullish, saying that the credits for electric vehicles is going to be great for Tesla, and it was going to go to the moon and all that garbage. And I didn't see it that way. I saw it the other way. Elon Musk wasn't even invited to the press conference, which was a huge blow in my opinion, considering that they monopolize the electric vehicle industry right now, for now. But that's all going to change. General Motors, the big three with that, General Motors, Chrysler, and Ford, and they're getting into the electric vehicle, and the credits are going to benefit them, not Tesla. That's more competition for Tesla. Yes, Tesla may dominate the electric vehicles, but they don't dominate the auto industry. When you go out on the road, at least here, I hardly ever see a Tesla. And you see Fords, you see Chevys, you see GM trucks. I mean, not trucks, but GM. You see Chrysler all over the place. They are like the household names. So when they become electric vehicles, they're not going to think Tesla. They're going to think General Motors. They're going to think Ford. They're going to think Dodge. And they're going to buy them because everyone wants the names, the household names of the three big automakers, not Tesla. Tesla's known for electric vehicles, not the big three. So when the big three get involved, they end up having all the sales, and they'll end up taking a huge portion of Tesla's profits, in my opinion, and Tesla should end up taking a big blow. And I think that this hurts them, so I'm sure that Tesla will find a way to make money, make charging stations, and make the other big three pay for their charging units, or be a battery supplier or some kind of tech supplier to the other auto manufacturers. But to me, this was a huge blow to Tesla. More competition, less sales. There's dealerships basically in every big city. Well, not big city, just about every city. There's a dealership, a Ford dealership, a GM dealership, or a Dodge dealership, and there's hardly any Tesla dealerships. So the convenience is another matter too, and you just can't fight. I mean, if people have a choice of going for a Ford electric vehicle over Tesla, I mean, they're going to take Ford, or they're going to take GM over Tesla, or they're going to take Dodge over Tesla, because Tesla's more, Dodge, Ford, and GM is more recognized than Tesla. So that's my opinion. That's the way I looked at it, and that's how I played it. So when it did get back down here to near lower day, I was convinced that this was going to take a hit. And I ended up adding at 318. I ended up adding at this point in time, the first play I only had 10 contracts. Then I ended up adding 30. So at 87 cents. So which brought my average down to 120. Then I decided to hold overnight, and I told in the room, I said it's extremely risky. Tesla gaps up. These things are toast. And it knifed the next day. So Tesla ended up going from my 120 average to 284, so it went well over 100%. So they ended up taking a huge knife. I said it was going to 700. It went below 700. So that was a nice, good play. Then I ended up taking Disney. Let's see, at 956. Right here, I took the 177.50 puts. Now Tesla, which Tesla did I even say? I had the 695 puts on Tesla. Yeah, 695. I'll go back to Tesla for a second before I get too. Yeah, I had 695. So at this point in time, it was trading at 712. So 695 is down here. And I knew that if we had a knife, which I was expecting right here, because of the competition, they would go pretty well. So I wasn't afraid to average down. A little nervous about holding overnight, but yeah, this was I was expecting this, but it didn't happen. But it didn't worked out overall, and I was very pleased with it. So get back to Disney. Now Disney, I had 177.50 puts at 956, which was right here. It popped up, got rejected, came back below the 177.50 line. I grabbed in the money puts at 68 cents, then went to $1 right there. So that was a nice little push. Then I ended up grabbing Apple. Let's see, Apple, I ended up grabbing 147 puts at 1245, which is right here. Now it popped up, came back down. It's making lower highs, and I grabbed it right here. And I grabbed the 147 put, so I grabbed well within the money because it's at 146, and I got 147 in case it chopped. Data wouldn't wreck it too much. Plus, the in the money puts at $1 was not expensive at all. Thought it was a good deal, and they went from $1 to $1.35 in that little push down. So not much. I mean, I don't really like trading Apple that much because it doesn't move very violently like SPX and Tesla. And speaking of SPX now. SPY was so boring yesterday. It was frustrating me. It was so boring. Popped up, and I was just looking at it, and it was just holding it. And I thought about puts right here, and I was like, no. I mean, this is probably a trap. Good thing because it was. Then it went to the higher day, and it was making an ascending triangle. So I was thinking, okay, maybe it can break out, and it didn't. It just chopped and chopped and. Then it came back down, and I actually was thinking about buying puts right here, but every time SPY makes this ascending triangle, which it kind of broke right here, it ends up being a fake out and ripping. So I was like, okay, I'll wait for it. Then it came back down and got to this area again, this 431 area, and I was like, okay, maybe it will break and flush. And it didn't. It started to hold support right there, and I ended up grabbing it. So I grabbed the 44.35 calls at $1.55, and then went to $3.20 right there. So 100% move on that. So I mean, just look at SPY. This is what I was looking at right here. It gets up here at the top, a rounding top, and I was expecting it to do that, then just to get slammed. Because anytime it chops, like up here the next day, and this is probably going to end up being Monday. Let's see what day this is. The 27th. Oh, this was a 28th, 29th, 30th. Wait, okay, this is Monday. This is Tuesday. Tuesday headed down. So anytime it has these choppy days, it usually has a big run. So I mean, look, it was choppy, then it popped right here on Friday, and it chopped and it dropped. So I was expecting it to drop at least right here. Come down and test the 420 area, the 4420 area, or 4400, but it just didn't, and it just stayed. It was such a boring day yesterday. It was so ridiculous. So I just sat and tried to pick the right setup. I'm glad I didn't grab this because I would have been wrong, and I would have been wrong right here, but I did grab this one. So patience did pay off. I tried to be a little patient this past week, actually a lot patient, and it did pay off, and ended up having a good week. So hopefully next week I'll be just as patient, and we'll have another good week next week. So that's going to do it for the video. I hope this has helped you understand why I took what I took and how I played them and my mindset. And like I said, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hope to see you in the room. And that's going to do it. Thank you for watching.